We are in the Adapt Event studio and I'm speaking with Nigel Turner, with whom we're discussing the new workshop, Tackling Data Quality Problems. Nigel, could you briefly explain the overall goal of the workshop?
Yes, of course, Fernie. Yeah, I've been working in data quality now for 25 years or so, and it's a paradox, I think, data quality, because everybody that uses data knows that data quality is pretty essential. And yet, when you look at data quality across organizations and across the industry, it's often very poor. So what I'm going to do in this seminar is basically to try and start to help people who know they've got data quality problems, and I'm going to give them a very simple methodology and approach to help them solve them. And I think why solving data quality problems is so important is because I'm sure many of the people watching this will be familiar with the DAMA or the DARMA wheel of 11 data management capabilities. And I think data quality is one of the capabilities that I would call an infrastructure capability. So in other words, it's the bedrock or the foundation of what you do with data management. And then the superstructure then is the clever stuff like BI and analytics and the rest of it. And I think it's the first thing I ever learned when I got into data management is that if you don't get the bedrock and the foundations of your data management, the state right, i.e. you don't have good data quality, you can never achieve the benefits you hope to achieve in all the other clever things that you try to do with data. So the real goal of this seminar is to help people, anybody coming on this seminar, basically, to start understanding and identifying what the data quality problems are in their organizations, and then to give them an approach and a methodology to help them solve them.
Okay. Can you briefly walk us through the topics that you'll be covering in the half day?
Yes, of course. I mean, the first thing I would say is that many people really don't understand what data quality actually is. So one of the first things I do is talk about what I think data quality is and what it isn't. And I think there are some misconceptions around there. The second thing then is to do a bit of a survey of the state of data quality across the data management industry, and talk a little bit about why it's so hard for organizations to get it right. And then I'm going to suggest that I have an approach that will help people in organizations get it right. And I've called it the A to E approach. It's a simple 5-stage approach. And I think it's a useful approach for people tackling data quality problems because it operates at many levels within the organization. In other words, if you're a senior manager that wants once and for all to sort out all the data quality problems in your organization, this approach gives you a methodology for doing that. On the other hand, if you're working in a particular department of an organization, or perhaps you're responsible for a particular system, if you're in IT, then you can use exactly the same approach and methodology to help you solve those problems as well. And I think the other thing then is, what the methodology does, it takes you from looking at the overall state of data quality in whichever bit of the organization that you're looking at, then helps you to prioritize and focusing on the things that really matter. In other words, the critical data quality problems, and then gives you a series of steps you can go through to get you from identifying the problem through to analyzing its causes, through to designing and developing the fixes. And then once you put the fixes in, how you then sustain those improvements so that you don't in 6 months' time have to go back and clean up the data source yet again. And then along the way when we're doing that, I'm a great believer in interactive seminars. So I'll be throwing in some quizzes and some short practical exercises as well, just to get people who come on the course used to some of the techniques that I'm going to talk about.
Okay, excellent. Workshop character. Finally, what's the target audience? So who is it for?
Okay, well, I think the thing to stress about this is that, as I'll explain when we're in the seminar, data quality has very much a technology and a technical aspect to it, and I'll certainly be covering some of the software tools that are useful to people who are trying to solve data quality problems. But I'm also going to stress that data quality is first and foremost a business problem and not an IT problem. So when you talk about who it's for, I mean, it's for people in both business and IT, I think, could benefit from coming on the seminar. Particularly people in business, obviously, if they work in data governance roles, like they're the head of data governance, or they are data owners or data stewards whose job it is to improve data, the course will be very helpful for them, but it's also helpful for people like business analysts, and really anybody in the business world that is suffering from data quality problems. It will also help them to identify from the business perspective why those problems are occurring and what they can do about them. And then on the other side, of course, there are IT people who are struggling day to day with trying to manage data quality issues. It will give them an approach to help them find some of the root causes of those problems. So it's a benefit as well, I think, to any technical people working in data management, including systems engineers or data architects, or really any data or IT consultants.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Nigel.